You're listening to Bring a Debate. Only on Chapman Radio.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Bring a Debate. We're on episode 9. This is DJ Banana Slug.
This is DJ Avocado.
This is DJ Donut.
And this is DJ Kettle Corn.
And DJ Jumbo Shrimp.
Those are our special guests.
Yeah.
That's
First
right.
timer. Say your real name.
DJ Kettle Corn is my real name. No, I'm kidding. I'm Keaton.
This is his first time on the show.
Clearly.
On Bring a Debate.
Yeah. Well, that is the show.
No.
What show am I on?
And then we have returner.
Yeah,
Jumbo Shrimp.
I said Jumbo Shrimp.
No, I know.
You don't get to know my real name.
But we have the returner. You've heard him like a million times by now. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I hope, follow us on Instagram. Bring a Debate.
Wait, what's the Instagram?
Bring a Debate.
Bring a
And
Debate.
where every week we'll bring you a variety of topics that we will debate and yell at each other about. Stuff like movies, TV shows, music, all that jazz.
Speaking of movies, this is
Movie Week.
I was gonna say it. Anyway, yeah, this is movie week. We've been waiting for this. No, you've been waiting for this. Yeah.
I'm so excited that I'm sorry I interrupted that.
Mm-hmm. Anyway.
So, do you want me to introduce the two topics?
Yeah.
So, our first topic was going to be the best comedy movies, 5 of them, and then 1 overrated, 1 underrated. And to be clear, this is just strictly comedy, so it can't be like horror comedy. It can't be like
You wouldn't let me
rom-com.
do a rom-com. So.
No, it's just that I couldn't do like a specific movie from off of many genres. And the next topic is emotional movies, 5 of them, 1 overrated, 1 underrated.
The classics. You know how to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. I say, special guest, you start.
Okay.
Wow.
At my number 5, I think this is a pretty solid pick that
For
most
comedy
people,
movies.
Yes, for
Okay.
comedy movies that people can get on board with is Anchorman.
Yes.
I think it is one of Will Ferrell's best movies. I am not confident to say that it's his best movie, but in terms of this list, he's very high. So yes, I would say Anchorman for me.
I've never seen it.
I love that one a lot.
I think it's just a lot more timeless because it's probably one of the most quotable movies like ever. I mean, how many times have you just hear some
Lamp.
random quote? Yeah, Lamp or like what's the my apartment smells of rich mahogany and many leather-bound books. I'm kind of a big deal. Like everything he says is just a quote.
What an icon. That Will Ferrell.
Will
Exactly.
Ferrell.
Ew. I don't like him. Ew.
No.
Ew.
Oh.
I feel like you are either like a Will Ferrell fan, a Sandler fan, or like you just like have to pick which one you are.
Mm-hmm.
And like I don't know. I think I'm definitely more Will Ferrell than Sandler.
Okay.
Okay.
For my number 5, I'm going This Is the End. This is from 2013. It's kind of it's Seth Rogen, it's Jonah Hill. It's kind of that whole like Superbad cast.
It's the whole entire Hollywood cast, right?
Pretty much, yeah, exactly. It's like everyone from Superbad and everyone else. But I love it so much because it's really funny, but it's also just a really unique story, I think, and it's about like all of them play themselves. Like in the premise of the movie is that it's
like all the Hollywood's people are in a zombie apocalypse.
It's not really a zombie apocalypse, but
It's
it's
just
the
like
end of the
it's
world.
the end of the world.
Yeah,
apocalypse.
and they're all
That's
they're having a party at James Franco's mansion.
Yeah, Rihanna's in it.
The cameos are insane.
Paul Rudd, Michael Cera. Yeah.
All right.
That's, yeah. Okay, so my 5, I guess.
Yeah.
I said Wedding Crashers.
Ooh,
I
I didn't even think about that one.
I love that one a lot. It's with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. They crash weddings, and it's very quotable. Will Ferrell's also in it. That was a very great scene.
I've only seen 5 minutes of it.
Mom, meatloaf.
It sounded
Was he
boring.
with the motorboating? The motorboating scene.
Motorboating.
Yeah, that's a good movie. That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. Anyway, yeah.
Okay. My number 5, definitely different vibe than you guys. I did Bridesmaids.
No,
Oh, that's a good one.
no, that's not. That's
so
great.
good.
Yeah. I don't know. It was just my first time seeing it was like a few months ago, And it was just, there was one scene that your mom told me, she was like, this is going to be the best scene. I was like, okay, I'm waiting for it. And I was like, oh, she's probably overhyping it a bit. And I was like, oh my God, it's amazing. Like the one with them, like trying on the bridesmaid dresses.
Oh,
gosh.
gosh.
And they're all just shitting.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, that's amazing.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
My number 5 was Step Brothers.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
Good
Okay,
one.
I thought I would
Is
have thought
that
that would
Mark
have been higher.
Wahlberg and, what's his face?
No.
Or is that a different
Ferrell.
movie?
Will
Is
Ferrell.
it Will Ferrell?
John C. Reilly.
John C.
Yeah.
Reilly.
That's probably my favorite Will Ferrell, actually. It's so
Yeah,
good.
I always go between that, and I decided to only have one Will Ferrell on my list because I was like, I can't just only put Will Ferrell on here.
Will Ferrell's good. I like Anchorman more than Step Brothers, but Step Brothers is still good.
Yeah.
Probably like the common take, but I don't know. I would go Step Brothers. I've seen it a lot more times, I think, but it's so quotable. Basically, all the things you said for Anchorman, I think, also apply to Step Brothers.
Yeah. No, I think it's true. I don't know. I guess Anchorman was more one that I grew up with or something like that.
Sure.
So. Okay, this one for my number 4. This might be a little bit more of like a cult classic pick, and I was thinking about putting it in underrated, but I think it is properly rated where it is, and I chose Napoleon Dynamite.
Nice.
Oh, that's a good one.
Just the fun fact for everyone that's listening is the actor John Heder went to my high school, and so like we have like a shrine in the library to him, and so like it's just a total celebrity movie for me.
Oh, that's great.
I like that one too.
It's just so stupid. That's what makes it so good. Vote
I
for
think that's-
Pedro.
I think it's one of the most like successful movie or something. You know what I mean? With like the difference
low
of
low budget.
It was like
It's-
$10,000 or
it's insanely
something.
low budget. Yeah, or most profitable. I mean, not successful.
Seems like
but-
Wes Anderson in high school, kind of a little bit in that beginning. I mean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For my number 4, I said The Big Lebowski.
Ah,
So iconic. I just think they like all of these movies. It's a given that they're funny. It's like obviously, but that movie is so like just above and beyond. It's so well shot. The story like structure is amazing, and it's so like well paced. The characters.
I think it's a very unique movie there. Jeff Bridges is really good in
is
it.
this your homework, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
That's me.
I think one of the most quotable movies ever.
See what happens.
this is what happened.
So now I have to see that because it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
I haven't seen it, obviously.
It's a good movie.
Okay.
So my number 4. So if you could dodge a wrench, you can dodge ball.
Oh
I chose
God.
dodgeball.
I was thinking about that.
I didn't put this on my overrated, but I think it is overrated.
What?
Yeah.
My family puts it on all the time.
That's why I
You're
think
just a
it's
Vince Vaughn guy,
overrated.
aren't you?
I like Vince Vaughn a lot. I like the movie.
Because your parents talk about it a lot, and
And
I'm
it's
like,
so funny
it's
every
funny,
time.
but it's not.
It's
I don't think it's the
I think I
funniest.
needed to have seen it like when I was younger because I saw it probably like a year ago and it was fine.
I only saw it a few months ago, so yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's genuinely so funny. I like all the characters. I like the setup of it because like it's just like dodgeball. Like who comes up with
I do like when they come out in the wrong jersey.
the wrong jerseys
wrong
with like them
uniform
being
thingies.
I
Like
guess-
goth looking or
I
something.
think it was prostitution.
Oh yeah, something like that. Like that was funny, but I don't think the whole movie was like laugh out loud, hilariously
It had its
funny.
moments.
It has
Fair.
its moments.
Fair,
Yeah.
fair.
My number 4, and this is, I think my mom saw this and was like, "Oh, you should see it at some point," like long time ago, because I was younger and couldn't watch this. But it was Bad Moms.
Oh,
I
that's
actually
good.
haven't seen
Mila
that.
Kunis.
Yeah, Mila Kunis, and it was just I watched it again a few
Yeah,
months ago. Most of
yeah.
these I've seen only a
Watched
few
it
months
with-
ago.
yeah.
But it was really funny, and I was like laughing the whole time, and it was just like I don't know, I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like a simple funny.
I don't know if there's like a main quote in it, but I really like that movie a lot too. It's clever and it's funny with Christina Applegate.
And you gotta love Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
Love her.
My number 4 was Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Oh,
I wanna see this
I
so
still haven't seen
bad.
that.
I just saw that, probably a couple months ago.
I like that movie. I would say it's a straight.
What's that? Wait,
comedy,
what's it
but,
about
like-
again? I don't remember.
But
Like- Okay.
I get no, but you can. I don't want to be the.
Wait, what it's
Well,
about?
actually-
What's it
Well,
about
actually,
though?
it's
I
not
know.
a straight comedy.
But I think it is.
It's
It's like Among Us.
Wait, is it actually?
like Among Us.
You're not-
Yeah, it's Among Us.
We
the
should all
movie.
play Among Us.
You're not helping me here. I currently know nothing about the movie.
I
So.
also
No,
haven't
it's
seen it,
fun.
no.
I'd say it's more of a comedy than anything. It's just like
Definitely.
goofy. Even
Is it
though
like
it is like
Bottoms kind of thing?
Kind of.
Then maybe I wouldn't
but
like it.
It's not the same. I don't know.
Not
Same
really.
vibe?
Similar actors, but
I mean, maybe like a similar sense of humor, but like
Yeah.
story-wise, completely different.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's not the same story at all.
Okay.
Just- if you like bodies, you
It's
probably
like
like
suspense
bottoms.
a little bit.
I don't know about
more-
the other way around. I don't know.
Okay.
I'd say it's a little bit more suspense, but there are a lot of funny parts in it.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Number 3.
I think my number 3. I mean, I could have put this really anywhere on the list because that's how weird of a movie this is, and I expect it on most.
Oh, I
anyone's
kind of
list,
know what it's gonna be.
especially if you're over the age of 40. Like, there's no doubt that Caddyshack needs to be on someone's list. It's just the most random movie ever made. Like, half the characters weren't even in the script. It was just, there was so much cocaine.
I have not actually
There
seen
was-
this movie.
That was not the
Really?
movie I thought you were gonna say.
Oh.
I'm actually a little disappointed. Not
But
gonna
when when he said over 40, I was thinking, okay, it's
I
gonna be
mean,
like a
the
bunch
whole
of-
the whole monologue scene with Bill Murray, and he's holding. There's like a scene where he's holding this stake, like this like
Give it-
pitchfork up
give
against
us
his
like
kids.
Give us a log line. Give us what it's about exactly.
It's basically this kid needs to wants to win this golf caddy scholarship, but he's trying to win. He's trying to learn how to play golf and be a better golfer and win the tournament. But the movie's not about that. it's nothing around that because there's the scene with Bill Murray and he puts a pitchfork up against him. He's like, I was doing this much time, and he does this whole the lip thing is like the Dalai Lama himself. He's talking about like being a caddy for the Dalai Lama, and he goes, and the Dalai Lama, big hitter, the Lama. It's like there's so many quotes from the movie, and he goes, well, the one that my family says all the time is, so I got that going for me, which is nice.
Which is nice. Yeah, right.
Such, and it's just, there's another just ridiculously quotable movies. A Flute with No Holes. What is it? A Danish. Oh, what is it? I always mess it up.
Oh,
A donut. Oh yeah, a flute with no holes. A donut with no holes is a Danish. A flute without no holes is not a flute. It's like it's the most absurd movie, similar to like Airplane, which I'm sure is going to be on someone's list to my right.
well, is that me next then? Because
Yeah.
it's funny you say that. I went with The Naked Gun.
Okay, you went
which
with
is
the
like
other list.
Airplane is. I think they're both.
It's the same creators.
Yeah, Zucker Brothers, just amazing. Airplane, it deserves everything it gets, but I like hot take. I like Naked Gun even better. It's the same deal. It's the same kind of sense of humor, just absolute absurdity. The visual gags are like off the chain.
It's just like it has a tone where it's on the verge of being just so goofy that you can't really take seriously. But it's like you can still have fun with it anyway.
Well, and just the gags are so therefore like unpredictable, where there's just no rules. Like nothing is off
when you
limits.
showed the Naked Gun 2 scene in our class.
Right.
The Smash My Head part. I mean, is that two or is that one? That's in the first one, isn't it?
What do you mean?
The one where they're all going, pff, pff, and then they smack their heads like.
Oh, I think that's one.
that
Yeah,
is one,
yeah. I remember I saw that when I was probably like 10 or 11 years old at my grandpa's house, and
Nice.
I as soon as I was like crying laughing when it ended. I declared that was like the funniest movie I'd ever seen, and I don't know if it's been topped.
I
holds up
need to
every time.
rewatch it. It's been a while. I think they're remaking it as well.
Oh, wow.
With Liam Neeson.
Oh,
Uh,
that could be funny. Actually, he's hilarious.
Okay, so these top 3 I think have been remaining on my top 3 for a long time. Number 3, I said The Hangover.
Great movie.
Yep.
We watched it the other day. I think the script is absolutely clever.
I'm not going to comment on it yet.
Yeah, because I know.
This might have it
Spoilers,
somewhere
yeah.
else.
I just think it's so funny. I don't know how Todd Phillips went from that to the Joker, but I don't know. I love it.
Well, I think just that it's so story driven. Like
Story-driven,
obviously
yeah.
the gags,
There's
the
a-
characters are great.
Like
And
Mike
there's a-
Tyson and the
Yeah,
Tiger.
right.
There's a great clip of Ed Helms who plays
Yep.
what's the guy's name? What's his name in the movie? I can't
Stu.
remember.
Stu.
Yeah,
Mhm.
plays Stu in the movie, and he's on the Conan O'Brien podcast, and he's talking about how like his fame rose. So he's like, I was on this little show, and then The Office kind of gave me some fame, but then all of a sudden The Hangover, because it is one of the most commercially
It's-
successful
Yeah,
comedies
huge.
ever. It's
Made,
just
like-
for some reason it blew up.
Yeah.
Like 400 million or
Yeah,
something
it
like
went 400 million. And the second one, which I'm sorry, is not that good.
I want to see it so bad, and
You
he
should
won't
still
watch
watch
it.
it.
You can, yeah, okay. It made like $600 million.
Yeah, it's
crazy,
insane.
yeah.
It's just insane. So that put I think it was a lot of the global thing too, because it's like travel movie and
Sure.
there's all this other stuff. So
Yeah. I don't know. And also Ken Jeong was amazing.
It's Ken Jeong.
Ken Jeong.
We do this.
Wait,
We
what?
did this 4 times
Sorry.
in that
Sorry
night
for
that
the
we watched it.
mispronunciation.
Ken Jeong. It's Ken Jeong.
Ken
He
Jeong.
says it.
Ken Jeong.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for the mispronunciation. Is really funny.
He's
don't
great.
apologize to us. Apologize to him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
I said for my number 3, I think this will be on some of your lists. Superbad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll be.
I'm sure it's higher,
Yeah,
obviously,
it'll be higher.
but I just think it was so funny. And again, I think I saw this in the lounge. In
Yeah,
Moreland.
I remember
that was the
Moreland
first
Lounge
time
night.
I watched it,
Oh, wow.
and I was like, "What are you like? What is this?" And you guys are like, just wait, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh my god, it's so
McLovin.
funny. Yeah. And then like I've said this before because we went over McLovin last episode.
Oh, yeah.
That our friend Charlie has the licenses, the McLovin licenses.
Oh, yeah.
It is. I don't know. It's so funny. It's so quotable.
I think it's such a great coming of age movie too. Like I think that shouldn't be overlooked. That of how great of just like I think everybody in
How
high
these
school
two
should see
people
that.
are going to college, they drift apart.
yeah.
Well, and then just like you don't like you're an adult, but you're not, and you're still making mistakes, and you're still
Yeah.
like,
It's,
you know,
it's
you're still
surprisingly
learning.
Sweet, I think.
Yeah.
Just that whole ending it's so wholesome.
I just think you
But-
can't beat Bill Hader and Seth Rogen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spread
your shit.
they're so good.
That movie's so quotable.
My list is very random. I'm not gonna lie. My third one's Fall Guy.
Yes, yes.
I couldn't really think of
Action
a lot
movie.
of movies.
I mean, yeah. If we're doing well, actually, it's action, but
Danny's not
but
gonna
still-
like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Already told me-
But
she's
it's
told me
so
before
like,
it was
yeah.
I wanted to put.
no,
Hit.
I
It's
didn't
funny
put that on my
enough of an
list. But it
action
is.
movie.
I'd
yeah.
say like I like the movie a lot. I like it a lot. I don't.
But-
I think it's more action driven than it is comedy. I'm not saying it off of you. I'm saying it off of.
Bro,
the
it's
movie
hilarious. It has everything. It has.
It's a funny movie.
Okay, it does have a lot of
It's
genres in
funny,
it,
yeah.
but no, it's funny.
Yeah.
It has the romance. It's Emily Blunt,
I
you
watched it
love
without sound
Emily.
on the
Yeah.
plane.
and
And
it's
Ryan
Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling,
Ryan
who I
Gosling.
love. So
Yeah.
like,
He has the
I got
comedy.
the 4K of it.
he is
so-
me.
What?
I am him. What
It
is it?
stars Danny
He's just like
Diamond.
me for
He's
real.
just like me
yeah,
for real.
whatever.
Sigma.
Ew, what is Sigma?
Thank you.
Okay, moving on.
Okay.
This might be a really weird pick for some people, but I don't know. I remember this movie being so prominent in my childhood, and it's The Nice Guys.
Oh, also Ryan
great
Gosling.
movie.
Also Ryan Gosling.
Have I
And
Also
seen that?
no,
You saw part of it.
it's
got
just
it if you haven't.
it's
Okay.
one of those movies where like it has been demanded that a sequel be made, and
Yes.
it just has never happened.
I don't think it.
It never will.
It never will.
But like it was so sad.
It's just I've never seen Russell Crowe like be so funny in a.
He's
type of
great.
movie.
No, their chemistry is amazing. It's kind of similar to the chemistry of like if you've ever seen a talk show of like Harrison Ford and Ryan Gosling together.
yeah,
Like
for
they're-
all the Blade Runner press.
Yeah, all
Like,
the
oh, I
Blade
love
Runner.
it.
It's like so good on the
Yeah.
Graham Norton
Is
show.
he in the
stuff like
Blade
that.
Runner?
the new
Harrison
one.
Ford or
Gosling?
Oh, Gosling. Yeah, he's in the
Yeah.
new one.
And Harrison.
In both of them.
Yes.
Harrison Ford's in both. But Ryan Gosling is not. He's only in the later one.
Got it.
Just to make
I think I
I was
understand.
gonna say, what is this, number 2?
Yeah.
My number 2, I had to pick a John Hughes movie. I think
Oh.
this guy just ruled the 80s with comedies, and I couldn't decide between Ferris Bueller's Day Off and the one I went with, I guess I did decide then, was Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's perfect. It's timely because it's Thanksgiving. I think it's just an absolute
timely.
like annual
The
rewatch.
check-in scene.
It's-
Like with him saying "fuck" so many times.
There's so many great scenes in that movie. It's so well written, and I love the dynamic between Steve Martin and John Candy. I think is just like
That's a wholesome movie too. At the end.
it's so sweet.
All John Hughes movies.
I don't want to
are
ruin
mainly
the ending,
all
but I
wholesome.
love that ending so much. I think it's perfect.
a
Picking
good
it over
pick.
Ferris Bueller is a little crazy in my opinion, but it's good.
Ferris Bueller's probably the better movie, but it's it's Thanksgiving. I had to pick.
Let's not talk about Ferris Bueller just now.
Oh, is that yours?
Well,
I'm
my
sure it's
number
his-
2 is
Oh boy.
Superbad.
Shocking.
Yeah, I love it a lot. The dynamic between Seth Rogen and Bill Hader, the dynamic between Michael Cera and Jonah Hill, amazing. And it just
And Emma Stone.
and Emma Stone, yeah, obviously. It just feels so
forget.
like
Yeah.
high school-y. And apparently Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, this happened to them. They just
I
pulled
think
it
they
out.
wrote it like
They-
at least started
How
writing it in high school.
Yeah, started in high school.
if not younger.
Which is crazy because I went to a very small high school, but like we never experienced anything like what happened
Yeah,
in that
yeah, oh,
movie.
yeah.
Like nothing.
That happened to me.
And so it was just
It's-
funny to like watch.
But yeah, I love it a lot.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
My number this is so stupid. But it's one of my favorite movies like ever, and it is Pitch Perfect.
Oh,
That's actually good because
It's
that's
a good one.
such a unique comedy.
It's fun.
Who wrote that movie again? What's her name?
Elizabeth Banks.
Elizabeth
Yes,
Banks wrote.
She's hilarious.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
she's in it, which I think is
Yeah.
even fun. And her character is so
I
funny.
think she directed
But,
the
like-
second one as well.
Second one's pretty good still.
She directed all of them, didn't she not?
No.
Oh.
I've only seen the first one.
Well, the first and second are good. The third one kind of...
third one
is
I
that
saw
like, are they on, like a
fell.
boat or something?
Yeah,
The third
and it's
one-
like they get kidnapped, and it's
I
like a
didn't-
whole thing. And
I didn't see the first one in
It's
theaters. I didn't see
nostalgic.
the second one in theaters, but apparently I did see the third one in theaters.
I saw the second and third.
Yeah.
The first one I was too young for. I still watched it anyway, but I
You
was
just can't beat the...
yeah the Cub
song.
song.
Yeah, the Cub song's great.
Yeah, and then Fat Amy's just iconic. So it's just
It's Fat Patricia.
yeah, my bad. My real name's Fat Patricia.
She's so good. What's
Yeah.
that? What's her name again?
Rebel
Wilson.
Wilson.
Didn't she lose like 100 pounds?
Yeah, she's tiny now.
Yeah.
She's really small.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't think she's been in anything recently
Yeah, I don't
either
think-
because
I
of
think
that.
she's-
Probably.
I think
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick and her are going to be in a new movie. I think.
Oh.
I saw like a test, like the test screening thing. I think they were showing.
Well,
really?
her thing is she
I
was
didn't see
cast
it
with the
technically.
same character like every movie
Yeah.
because like yeah,
No, no.
she was just
We'll
like
see-
the
we'll
funny
see how she
Same
friend.
with
Yeah, that'd
that
be
one
interesting.
movie.
Yeah.
Isn't it romantic or
Oh,
something?
I
That
saw
like,
that in
movie?
theaters.
I haven't
She's
seen
like
it.
the same person.
Well, same in
basically.
How to Be Single,
Yeah.
Well,
She
it's like
is the same
Sofia
person. It's
Vergara.
funny
Like, she's
because-
always going to be
like that same.
Gloria from
Isn't-
Modern
isn't
Family.
Rebel
Yeah.
Wilson in like one of the Night at Museum sequels.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
I
good
think.
enough.
She-
Oh, I
Yeah.
think she is. Yeah.
Yeah, she
I
is.
remember it being funny.
But
Yeah.
isn't it romantic? Like it's also weird because Adam Devine is the love interest in it.
He is?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
I forgot.
I love him. Bumper.
Andy.
Didn't they make a show with him?
Yeah, they did
Like a Pitch Perfect
With-
show?
with Sarah Hyland
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh. Wait, but that...
Totally
because
bombed,
they
I
were-
think.
in Modern Family.
They're in
They
Modern
were in Modern
Family.
Family,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, my number 2. You're not gonna like.
Oh
this.
no! I know what it
honestly,
is. I know what it
thinking back
is.
now, I wish I put it like I wish I swished. Some
I
of
know
my-
exactly
Um,
what
so
it
it's
is.
Bottoms.
Yep.
Ugh.
I
don't know,
hate
I just like
this
that sense of
movie.
humor.
Bottoms is
Why do you
awesome.
hate it?
I
You're
just-
this
I
is
never
such a
saw
hate.
it. I still need to watch
I
it.
don't,
I don't
really,
think it should be
I
number
don't
2.
really
looking
like it.
back,
I don't
but-
hate it. I don't really like it though.
Really? You either?
I
Yeah.
actually hate
It
it.
just feels like it was a little.
Why?
It was a little too over the top. I think.
It was just too like, oh my god, I'm so quirky.
But
like that was her
No.
whole personality, and
But
it
that was the
wasn't.
point.
No, it was too like a high schooler wrote it. Like
Well,
no.
I-
But she was obnoxious on purpose.
Yeah, but it was obnoxiously annoying.
I don't get how you could love Superbad and not Bottoms. I think
Yeah.
they're so kinda-
they're so different. What do you mean?
I mean, they're definitely different, but like it's such a similar like.
Okay, but the characters were so unlikable in Bottom. I'll go into it later. You know,
No.
we're gonna come back to
This
it.
is probably your overrated, huh?
We're gonna come back to it.
Oh god.
Tisk, tisk.
Well, it comes no surprise when we're thinking about pure comedies and just like because we can't. I mean, I would have put like Hitch or I would have put a lot of other
That's
stuff.
a good one.
However, Superbad is the greatest comedy ever made. There's something. It's so quotable, and I mean, I cannot tell you how many times in my mind I've played. Why the fuck would it be between that and Mohammed? Because it's like everything about it is. Every scene is genius. Every tiny little thing, like the clerk in the store that like randomly is cleaning up, and they just decides to just take a beer because he just
Everything
doesn't
is
care.
not done on accident. And
No,
it's
everything's
great.
done on purpose,
Yeah.
Like
and you're not bored for a second.
Yeah.
when what's his name Fogel when Fogel's trying to
Yeah.
like have sex and he's like squinting and you're just, like, it's like the shot of him and then like the shot the one that goes around my household a lot or at least at college, not my house at home but my household is like I got a boner. Like, it's just the best line ever because it just comes out of nowhere.
I like Bill Hader in the bar going, "My ex-wife, who is a whore, by the way."
Yeah. It's just there's so many good lines in it.
It's so out of pocket. It's
what's
just
the-
the
yeah.
whole
Funny
thing is
thing-
out of
He's a Jewish
pocket.
man.
So Jewish.
The funny thing about my back is that it's located on my dick. My cock, yeah. Or like when he draws dicks when he's a kid. Like it's just the most random movie.
Oh, I forgot
Every
about
food-
that. Yeah,
Every food looks like a dick.
Yeah. It's so good.
it's very good. Yeah,
Man.
that deserves a number one spot. I'm kind of sad I put it at 3. I should have put it at 2.
I should
but
have put mine at 1 when it was my number 2.
I know what your number 1 is.
All
And
right,
I'm
Keith, let's hear it,
disappointed.
though.
I don't have Superbad in my top 5, but there's an implied. It's like, of course it is. I knew
yeah.
everyone else was gonna put it, so like that does not mean it's not one of my favorites. Anyway, what did I put for number 1? School of Rock.
Oh,
I think
that's
is
good.
just a phenomenal movie. One of my favorites of all time. It's needless to say, it is so funny. Jack Black,
Oh,
blah
yeah.
blah blah.
I watched
But-
that a lot when I was younger. One of my he's a year younger than me, but one of my friends from back in high school, that's his favorite movie ever.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's amazing. Like I said, it's one of mine. I love that. Besides all the humor, there's so much heart, and it's such a great movie about art and creativity as well. And it's so like I mean, it's so sweet, but it's so inspiring too for all these kids, and they come together. It's about community. I love it
just
so
when
much.
you look at Linklater's filmography, it's like Boyhood, which is about a boy's life, and then Before trilogy, which devastates you, and then you just have School of Rock mixed into there.
I know.
Yeah. Oh, but it works though.
I've never seen School of Rock.
You should
Oh my
see it.
God.
It's very
Isn't that
good.
Tina Fey?
No,
No. What am I thinking of? That's
It's
Tina
I
Fey.
have no
Mike
idea.
Just
Wight,
Jack
I think.
Black.
I don't
It's
know.
Jack Black, and
That's not written.
Never
down?
mind.
No, it's
No,
not written
it's-
by Jack Black.
it's Mike White.
Linklater.
Oh
Mike-
no,
it's Mike
I don't
White.
think.
That's
Yeah, I
what
think
I
it's just
thought.
Mike White.
That's what I thought because
Well,
it doesn't feel like a Linklater
But that's not
movie.
Teen
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But it's like it's so. I mean, you could just analyze that movie for hours. Like genuinely. Like it's so well put together.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Danny.
Yeah.
Anyway, my number one, I also had to go with the John Hughes movie because it's also one of my, I think maybe like top 50 movies. Is Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Yeah.
I just find it's not really so
It's-
much of like Matthew Broderick's character. It's more of like Alan Ruck's character of Cameron. He's so relatable. He doesn't know where he's going in life, but yet he has this one fun day, and he just changes throughout it. I love it so
great
much.
movie.
It's so
Such a
quotable as
classic.
well. It's so funny as well.
If we were doing top 5 80s movies, that would be in there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I haven't
Easy.
seen it.
Really?
I haven't,
Gotta do it.
but
Wow.
I don't want to because
gotta
he's
skip
hyped
it.
it up
Watch
so
it.
much that I just can't.
It's just
No,
so
no.
good.
I remember
You've
the first
hyped it
time I
up
watched
so
Ferris
much.
Bueller was in 7th grade, and I was homesick. And my mom says, "Well, there's one movie you got to watch when you're not going to school."
Yep.
And it's
Oh,
Ferris
yeah.
Bueller.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think like for my sophomores, no, it was 8th grade speech. Somebody put that movie quote in, and they won the competition.
There was
They
a
put-
competition for
Life moves
life,
pretty
like the
fast.
beginning scene.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Don't stop and
What are you
look
do-
around once in a
What are
while.
you doing?
could-
It's over now. Go home.
Oh my
What
god!
is it?
Yeah, it's so original too. I think that's
The
taken
fourth
for
wall
granted
break?
now. Yeah, the fourth wall breaks. It's very meta.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Meta. Okay, my number one, it's already been said, but it's The Hangover.
Yeah.
Literally saw it, what, a week, 2 weeks ago?
Like,
Not
it's
even?
the
First time.
For the first time
it's pretty good.
ever. And instantly my favorite comedy ever.
Not even recent bias.
Not even recency bias. Like, it just is. The only problem I have with it is how the hell did the chicken get there? That's the only issue I have. Everything has such good, like, setup and payoff. Everything comes, like, to a close and it's good.
Yeah.
But it just, where did the chicken come from? That's my only issue. But it is still my number one for sure.
Oh my god, he's not kidding. There's actually a tiger in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my number one is Superbad.
Yep.
Yeah.
It
Classic.
never gets old.
No.
It never does.
Here we should rapid fire these last two for the comedy.
The overrated
so we
and
have,
the
so we have
underrated.
time for
I would
the
say
yeah.
overrated.
Can we do
Wow.
underrated first? Because mine is so beyond stupid.
You can say
Yeah, no, underrated,
or
underrated
I'm
first.
scared.
So
Okay.
my underrated is Daddy's Home.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one.
That movie for me, it was so funny. I
Oh.
remember going to it in the theaters and seeing it. It's so quotable in my house.
Wait, is that also Mark Wahlberg?
That is Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg.
that's
Okay.
Marky Mark and
Yeah, yeah.
Will Ferrell. And it was like, I mean, just the amount of quotes that come out of that movie in my house.
Where he crashes into the wall and the motorcycle.
Yeah, it's
John,
Yeah.
John
Just
Cena.
all the
in beginning.
stories, all the
No,
stories,
got
the
hurt.
stories for his boss.
The John Cena in the ending.
Yeah, but no, it's just the stories from the boss. Who's like, so I woke up in the Galapagos with a tattoo of a golf ball rolling toward my butthole. It's like old stuff like it's so funny.
That's
Yeah.
a fun one.
You're
Okay, what's your
underrated.
underrated?
My underrated is Swiss Army Man. I think it's just
Oh.
absolutely
That's the Daniel.
phenomenal.
Still gotta
That's
watch
like,
that.
It's the
top
director
10 of all
of-
time.
Never seen it.
It's the directors.
Writers and directors of Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm not here to debate which is better. They can both be amazing, but I think Swiss Army Man deserves the same like level of acclaim, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's so original. It is literally unlike any movie I've ever seen, including Everything Everywhere All at Once. And it's a great movie about like hiding the feelings that you want to tell people but it's done in such a way that's also hilarious
Right.
and just so well put together.
What we got, Danny?
I have Tommy Boy, which is
Great.
Yes.
80s movie with Chris
90s.
Farley. 90s movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Chris Farley and David Spade, they go on a road trip. It's a lot of funny
Classic.
shit happens.
Amazing movie.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it. And there's a lot of funny quotes, too. It's like, brothers don't shake hands, brothers gotta hug.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to preface mine by saying that I feel like all of my underrated movies were correctly rated by everyone in this room. So I had a very hard time coming up with underrated ones. So I went with Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I don't know why.
First one or Roderick Rules?
Roderick Rules.
Oh,
Yeah, Roger Rules is
Yeah,
the best
yeah.
one.
Yes.
No, Roderick Rules for
Dog
sure.
Day After, Dog
Dog
Day.
Dog Days.
Dog Days.
Dog Day
No, that
After
one
Day.
sucks. But Roderick Rules, it's just, I have nothing to say, but that is the movie I picked. And I don't know why. It just, yeah.
It's just there.
Yeah.
So I put Black Dynamite.
Black
Which
Dynamite.
admittedly, it's an action movie
Oh,
as
it's so
well.
funny, though.
I haven't seen it. So
Bella
like,
broke
so
all the
funny.
rules.
But,
Okay.
but
You
it's
need
like
to know
even
that.
It's
more.
like Blazing Saddles level, just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have nothing to say about it.
See, for me, it's kind of similar along that vein. Like my overrated one for me is Rush Hour. I really just don't
I
understand.
completely agree.
what's the other actor's name that's not Jackie
Chris
Chan?
Chris Tucker.
I'm
I don't
really
see-
not a Chris Tucker
I think
fan.
the only
fair.
I say in my Letterboxd review, the only funny part about that movie was the bloopers when like
Bloopers are great.
Jackie Chan messes up
Yeah.
his line. Like
Whatever.
if that's funnier, then I don't know.
Yeah.
Keaton.
My overrated, I hope this, well, I know it's a hot take. I don't know why I said that. I was going to say Hundreds of Beavers. I don't know. Have we seen this
I've
movie?
never
No,
seen it.
it's only you,
It's-
Gabe, and Bradley.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's new. It's a little niche. It's very, like, pretty much everyone I know who has seen it loves this movie. That's totally fine. This is not an angry,
No.
like, take.
He's gonna get a text from Gabe in about 10 minutes
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
like, "Are you kidding me?"
It's just, I appreciate what it's going for. It's kind of a throwback to, like, silent comedy, which I love. I love the creativity and the, visual gags and everything. It did not, I found it really annoying. To me, it felt like someone showing you, like, oh, check out this funny YouTube video, and it's, like, 2 hours long, and you're just kind of like, okay, I get it. That's just me.
Okay.
What about you, Danny?
People are gonna hate me for this. Paddington.
No.
What?
Comedy?
You have
I
no
agree.
soul.
Which one?
No.
What, the first one?
I
The
agree.
first one.
Okay, at least you're not saying the second one.
I don't like it.
I think the second one is on the
You
par
totally
of
reminded me.
overrated.
My underrated
though.
should have been Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Underrated, you said?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
movie's
I
great.
just like
Paddington.
it's a
2.
bear and like I don't.
Ted.
Okay, I also haven't seen it in a really
Ted.
long time, but like everybody hypes it up to be like, oh, this
Ted
is
is
so good,
overrated.
and it's
Oh yeah.
Ted is good.
Ted is good by the way.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that though?
I think it's a little overrated,
All right,
but I think
what's-
it's like decent.
Anyway.
Okay,
What we got?
my overrated. You're gonna be pissed off. Bottoms. It's
I know.
stupid. It's annoying. I don't like it.
Next.
And everybody else likes it.
Okay, mute her. Mute.
Yeah, you have the power actually.
Okay, is
Yeah.
that it?
Yeah, that's
agree
it.
with
I have
that.
nothing to say. I just hate it.
Good.
I agree, by the way.
Okay, I don't know if anyone actually likes this movie. I just
Just needed to
It's
shit on it.
overrated, but nobody likes it.
but I just remember a lot of people telling me to watch it before I watched it, and then I watched it. It's The Interview, by the way. I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys
Oh, isn't
remember
that-
Is
I
that
just-
Lucy Hale?
I'm gonna be
No,
honest.
it's
No.
Seth Rogen and James
James-
Franco.
Yeah.
Okay, I,
I just
really
know it
don't know
as-
my stuff.
I just
Being
know it
comedy.
as like the movie that practically started the Sony hack back in
Yeah.
2014 or something.
Was it
Oh,
worth it?
I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they go
I
to
do
North
know.
Korea.
Yes.
Yeah,
My high school teacher told me
It's
to
just not
watch
very
it.
good.
it's not good.
And it's not good.
Just James Franco's just not funny. I just don't think he's that funny. I think he's.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just because I grew up with him in the Spider-Man trilogy. So
There's-
for me, it was
yeah,
like.
Harry
I really like him in This Is the End, but I think that's
I
a
haven't
far
seen
more like
Disaster
original
Artist.
movie. And okay, Disaster Artist is great, but I think that's a far better movie than like The Interview, in my opinion. Or like Pineapple Express
Okay.
is another one I found a little overrated.
No.
Okay.
Well,
don't
taking a swift turn to
Emotional.
Emotional movie.
this
We're gonna start crying.
Hey, this emotional movie also happens to be a hilarious movie. I couldn't make an emotional movie list without mentioning Good Will Hunting. Like
Right.
That was almost on my list.
Good Will Hunting
Those
is just
all-
it was one of
right.
the first movies that I watched, and I felt like, man, when I like kind of became like, you know, like when you're a baby and you remember when you became conscious, like that type of thing. It's
Okay.
like how I became
Go on.
conscious about like movies, and I was like, oh, like people make these.
Yeah.
And they put effort and time into writing them, and so it was like one of the first movies, like similar to like Shawshank Redemption and stuff, that were like, oh, I should make movies.
Yeah.
Great
Okay.
pick.
It was your
Great.
inspiration to do
Great,
something.
Great pick. Yeah.
I said Toy Story 3.
Oh,
I know
Oh
it's-
my
I know it's
God.
cliche.
Good
Oh,
one. Good
We're
one.
gonna be bawling by the end of this.
As in, okay, good, yeah. I just think, I mean, like, everything that needs to be said about it has already been said, but I just think it's such a great, like, obviously coming of age movie, but it's about kind of acceptance and growing up and everything.
And like a family also.
And exactly. Well, from the toys and for Andy, I think
And that-
it's exactly what that trilogy needed.
Yeah.
Well,
Thanks, guys.
and then
I
they
think
made-
that trilogy
and then they
needed
made
0
another one.
movies, but you know.
And
And then they made another
How
one.
dare
And
you.
then another one. And another one.
Crazy.
We don't need to talk about. That's a whole nother podcast for Pixar's failures.
We should do just Pixar movies.
Alright, go-
Toy Story
Okay,
is one of the
yeah.
best
Let's hear it,
movies
Danny.
ever.
I'm so
I
intrigued.
said La La Land.
For number 5?
For number 5.
I
forgot.
regrettably do not have enough place of.
You can edit
place
your
on
list
my
before we go.
I was a little bit
I don't know. What
mixed in between there, but I think it's like that ending with them not being together was emotional.
See, for me, I think the only reason I left it off is because it's the only movie that I revisit and I don't feel as emotional as the first time. Whereas I feel like all the movies on my list here, when I go back and watch them, I get something different out of it every time.
Sure.
Whereas La La Land, I
Okay.
get the same thing every time. So it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like on first watch, that was like one of the most incredible movies I watched for the first
that's
time.
one of my favorites.
But I just couldn't put it on my list.
So I'm going to say number 5 was also La La Land. But I disagree because the more I watch it,
The more emotional.
the more emotional I get watching it each time. The first time I didn't cry. I was like, this is the ending? I was pissed.
Yeah.
The second time I was a little less pissed, but a little more emotional. And it just progressively gets more emotional every time I watch it. We're like, I know what's going to happen. I know everything about the movie, but like it just makes me more emotional. So I'm kind of the opposite.
I think it's going to age so well with time. I see
I
that.
agree.
No, it definitely
Yeah.
It's
It pretty
definitely
much
going to
already
be.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah. Definitely.
I saw the TV Glow as my 5th one, but
still
I
need to
don't
watch
know.
that.
I haven't
I'm
seen
I
it.
also haven't
replace it
seen
with
it.
La La
It
Land.
seems kind of overhyped.
All of us
You haven't
haven't
even
seen it.
seen
Wait.
No,
yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Also,
seems
no,
like-
no,
No,
but
I haven't
okay,
seen
I
it, but
don't-
everybody says, "Oh, it's
Wait,
the
Bella,
best
when did
movie
you
of the
watch it?
year."
I watched it over the summer, like in July or
Oh,
June.
okay. I didn't
just
realize
like-
you didn't go with those guys though, because
No.
They all
early
were like
screening.
hyping. Like I understand where you're coming from. Like every one of them were just hyping it up.
I'm pretty sure Bradley still talks about it and is like, "Oh, it's amazing."
I mean, I even still think about it now. So
No, him and
I never
Jeffrey say
really-
him, Jeffrey, and Gabe all say it's really
Yeah.
good. So we should definitely give it a try.
I really want
Yeah.
to see it.
I want to see it.
Oh, you haven't seen it either?
No, I haven't.
No.
Oh,
I want
okay.
to see it.
which is why I'm changing to La La Land.
Nobody's
No.
seen it. Okay.
Well, after this, it gets a little dark. So
Okay.
for my list, don't worry, my number one's very happy. But
Happy.
my number 4 is Marriage Story.
Oh,
I feel like the most emotional movies for me are the ones that leave you so shocked that you don't feel it until like after you've processed the movie.
yeah.
And Marriage Story is just so tough to watch. And I'm a sucker for scenes where people are just singing or dancing for no reason. So the scene when Adam Driver's doing the song that he does,
Yeah.
and it's just like, oh, it's just so heartbreaking, bro.
It's a hard
I
one
want
get
to see that
through.
movie so bad.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, and I
gotta
want
do
to.
it.
It's a
I
great
begged you
movie.
guys to watch it last year, and you guys said no because you want to watch something else.
And then we watched
So-
the
Yeah.
Before trilogy.
Oh yeah, that was the night we watched the Before trilogy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's your fault I haven't seen it. Anyway, go on.
My number 4 pick was Big Fish. This is a Tim Burton
I
film.
still need to do that.
I
man.
like that movie.
I think it's just it's my favorite Tim Burton movie by far.
Did you cry?
Yes, probably. I've seen it a lot, so probably. I just think I mean, obviously no spoilers then, but just it's such a cathartic ending, and it's one of those kind of father-son relationship movies that always, gets to me, but it's also just celebrating storytelling in general, and I think it's so beautiful.
Yeah. I haven't seen it in a long time.
Definitely worth revisiting.
Yeah. For my 4 pick, I said Perks of Being a Wallflower.
I want to see it so bad. I haven't seen it. I need to.
So sad. Like, if you ever had friends when you were a little older than you, and then they go for college, it's just very devastating in that movie. And even though there's a part in it when he says "stop crying" because he's thinking about everything, and I'm like, I can't.
Aw.
Moving on.
Danny.
For my number 4, I said The Notebook,
Okay.
which people are gonna say is overrated.
No, that's fine.
But I
It's a-
just think
it's a
like
girl movie.
yeah,
100%.
definitely. But I think it's more of like love is never perfect, and you're gonna like
Or The Woman is Never Perfect, and every guy hates that movie for that reason.
okay, well yeah,
good
but
movie.
it's also
Discourse.
love, and
I
it's
have a
you
strong-
know okay.
Bring the debate.
Look,
Bring
it's
the
just,
debate.
It's just great movies will have a push and pull from either side, and I don't think she's right in any part of that movie.
Well, we'll come back to one of your favorite movies that again does not hold that standard.
Oh no, it's
So-
it's like 40-60 with that movie. That's why it's good.
Okay. Anyway, Notebook is my number 4 because it's sad. Move on.
Because it's sad.
Because it's sad.
It is sad. It is sad.
La La La.
Wow,
I haven't
spoiler.
seen it.
Have you not seen
No,
it?
I haven't. I didn't hear what you
Oh.
said, but I'm not gonna
won't
listen
like
to
it,
this
Keith.
back.
Well, just don't rewatch it. Yeah.
You won't like it.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh,
Oh,
crap.
well.
Sorry,
Anyway.
guys.
You-
Anyways.
you-
What's your 4, Bella?
My 4 is recent movie, We Live in Time.
Oh, I gotta watch it, man.
It's
my
emotional.
girlfriend's be.
I'm gonna
telling
come
me
back
about
to
I
that.
was not expecting to be hit so hard.
It's a
Wow.
cry-worthy movie. Yes.
I'm not saying a thing. I will come back to it.
It's a
I mean,
tearjerker.
literally, me and my boyfriend were crying in the theater, so it's very
Same with
sad.
us.
Same. Danny
it's
was
supposed to be.
sobbing, honestly.
Danny was sobbing.
Yeah.
Very romantic. Very
Rivers.
sad.
Yep.
I was crying.
He had a
Danny?
puddle.
It's
Puddle
not in my
iced
top
tea.
5, but it was.
I will come back to it. Don't you worry. Let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
For my, mine, number 3. Yeah, number 3. Yeah.
Yep.
This movie's just so like heartbreaking for no reason. It's Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, it's. Pretty
I
sad.
would say for a reason.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm saying
yeah.
no, it's
Some
definitely
reason.
it's definitely for a reason. It's just like when I say for no reason, it's like, but why? Why couldn't they just like
I
work?
see,
Why
yeah.
couldn't it just work? It's like, and you're just like, if you haven't seen it, it is so. It's so.
It's really hard.
It's hard to get through. Well, it's hard to get through. Yeah, it's
I didn't say anything.
no, you didn't say anything.
I haven't seen it, but I know the premise, and yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
It's really hard.
but also
Thank you, Danny.
I think we got past
also
that already.
just side note, the composer Gustavo Santiola is like one of the best, like most underrated. If you ask me
It's a
who's
great
the most,
score.
if you ask me who's the most underrated composer, it is by far him. He's done like so many different game scores, including The Last of Us, and
he won
has-
for
That is-
and he won for Brokeback Mountain.
and he has 3 Oscars that nobody knows about. So
He did win for Brokeback Mountain?
Yes.
Oh, great.
He has 3
Yeah.
Oscars.
Oh,
Yeah.
great.
No, as he should have. I think that's a great score.
Anyway, that's my tip. That's my pick.
My number 3, Life is Beautiful. It's
Oh.
Still, I have to watch
Oh.
it.
But you've never seen
I
it.
still have never.
I
seen
haven't
I-
seen it either.
I saw it. Yeah.
Isn't it older? Isn't it
It's
really
like
old?
90s.
90s.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was
I just
picturing
know
like
like the
50s.
famous dance scene or whatever.
It's
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
God.
it's kind of a cheat code because it's a Holocaust movie. It's like obviously it's emotional. Like there's a lot given there, but I just think what sets that one above any other, in my opinion,
it's about a father and a son.
Well, I mean, yeah, It's that father son thing, but it's such a unique take because like the first half of the movie is actually like really funny. Like it's a comedy. It's so well done and it establishes everything because it's about this guy Roberto Benigni's character who also like wrote and directed the movie and just everything. But he's this father and he's just a huge imagination. He's hilarious, and then he has this boy. And then when all the Holocaust elements start happening, he makes it his mission to keep this boy like
alive,
I mean, not only alive, but just kind of like
enthused,
keep him,
and
protect him.
protect, like nothing bad is happening.
yeah.
It's such a powerful
It's
movie.
a powerful movie. Yes.
Yeah.
Danny?
Yeah.
Good.
I said for my number 3. It's funny because 3, Toy Story 3.
Oh my
That's
god,
hilarious.
stop.
I found
It's
that
so dumb.
that fire scene is so.
What about Toy Story 2, man?
All of the Toy Stories deserve to not be made.
No.
No.
Yeah, they all suck.
No.
They all suck.
Wait, why?
Yo,
They're
that's,
just no.
you gotta watch
We
them
need to have a
again,
Pixar
man.
All of
debate.
them are overrated.
We need to have a Pixar debate.
Oh, we will.
One of these times, Jeffrey wants to do it. You guys should come over. We're gonna do a Toy Story trilogy watch,
Yeah.
Please
yeah.
do.
They're not long
Fine.
either.
and
I
you will
will.
cry.
I'm
through-
gonna
2
get
and
pissed
3.
off,
You
but I'll
really-
watch it.
When's the last time you saw them?
My brother watches them sometimes, so like a year ago.
No.
When was the last time you watched it?
You
And
gotta
like
revisit
Which
it.
one?
all of them.
Well, 3
one
was
is by far the worst
okay.
one.
I used to like 3.
No.
I used
2
to
and 3
actually love 3. I've seen 3 a million times, but as I watched it as I'm older, I'm like, this is stupid.
Oh, what?
Yeah, no.
Well, let's move on to your take and see what we think about that.
Oh, yeah.
This is another girly movie. The Fault in Our Stars.
Boo! John Green ass. Little...
It's just it was
Oh,
unexpected plot twists and it made me cry. So
my sisters cried
it
to
was
that.
Emotional.
it's emotional.
My
Pick a
sisters-
different John Green book.
My sisters
Be
cried to
that one
when-
fifth grader.
It's
that
okay.
was
My
in Battle
last
of the Books
my
and was
last
like,
2 are
"I
really
went to
good.
these."
My last 2 are really good.
Really, really good.
really, really good. So that one was just like a little middle.
That's okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
Should have been in your over.
Mine 3 is Brokeback Mountain as well.
Awesome.
It's just so good. And it's literally that, like, oh, just why couldn't it work out? Which
It's
makes
so
me really sad.
I wish I could comment on this, but that was the week I
There's so-
skipped
I mean,
this
it's like-
You should
screening.
have.
Did it win?
Skipped
That was
that
a really
screening.
good
No,
movie.
it
It
lost
was
to
a pretty good
Crash.
movie.
I mean, I
Yeah,
haven't
isn't that
seen
the
Crash.
isn't that like the famous like
Crash
That's
is
the
yeah.
famous snub
And I had
that,
to
you know,
I had to read it.
Yeah, like-
I had to read the Crash script this week for my comp.
Oh wow.
No, that's due on Friday, right?
Oh.
Yeah, just Sunday. Next
Oh,
Sunday.
thank
Okay, number 2.
the coverage. No one's a coverage due.
Thursday. Let's,
Talk about this after the
yeah.
No, it's not Thursday. It's Friday.
Okay, let's.
Jack.
You can't say that, man. I've
Why?
changed it this week.
Number 2.
Okay, my number 2. Look, I could put the whole trilogy in there.
Yeah,
but like,
here it is.
Toy Story.
Here it is.
Evil Dead.
What?
I don't know.
No, but like I had to pick Before Midnight because I feel like
Lord.
when you watch Before Sunset or Before Sunrise, Sunset leaves you with a lot more like what the heck just happened because
I
it's
didn't
so
like
short.
Sunset.
I'll watch it.
I
again.
loved Sunset.
Like I liked it. I gave it a good score, but like thinking about all three, like I don't think it was.
Sunset,
it
Sunset
feels
is
weak.
objectively the best from a filmmaking perspective, like a directing
I
perspective.
think so too, actually.
Sunset is
Yeah.
by far the best from a directing perspective. Midnight is by far the worst from a directing perspective.
You think so?
However, the writing in it, because
Yeah.
Midnight
Genius.
is there's a couple table scenes and then they're walking. Sunrise,
just like story structure.
yeah, story
you think?
structure and everything.
Oh,
At least
okay.
Sunrise, they're walking around, they're talking to other people and stuff. Like Midnight it's all about the writing. The
all
scene
about-
at the table when they're all
Oh my God, that was
over-sexu-
so long.
They're over sexualizing their relationships, and then all it takes to shut them up is the one lady who talks about her husband and how the thing she misses the most is just waking up next to him, and they have nothing to say because they don't know what real love is. And then of course the movie goes on, and you're just like watching this relationship. And this is my take, and it's always been my take, and it probably will be for a very long time. I think the greatest ending to any movie ever is Before Midnight.
I
Yeah,
don't
it's
remember the
because-
end.
How?
Wait,
gotta do it again.
You're gonna have to rewatch it.
I don't remember.
No
Tell me
spoilers
after. It's gonna
No
click the
line.
second.
It
I
sounds,
just can't.
out of context, it sounds horrible. But no line hits harder than. So do I have to be naked to use this time machine? Like it sounds.
Oh, I'm
it sounds.
remembering.
It
Yeah.
sounds
I don't
so
remember.
stupid when you hear it, but when you're in the scene, you're like, you're so attached. So
I
that's
just
my
love
take.
that
Yeah.
kind of ending overall is bookended with the beginning of the first one.
Yeah,
in the
exactly.
Trilogy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, all right, my number 2 pick is this Danish film called The Hunt.
Oh,
I know
Haven't
that's such
seen
a
it.
long
I
film, so
I
that's
love that film a lot.
It's just
Mads.
Mads Mikkelsen. Yeah, I mean it's
dark.
really, really dark. Unfortunately, it's just horribly upsetting. But it's about this guy he's like a kindergarten teacher, and he's falsely accused of essentially molesting a kid. And
Yeah.
then it's about, and he's a good man, and then it's about this whole community just turning on him with
against
no
him.
evidence, and it's just awful to watch, but
Okay.
so important.
Yeah, for my 2, I
Yep.
said Castaway, which is about Tom Hanks
Well
being
said.
stranded on an island.
Is that where he
on-
talks to like a coconut or something?
He talks to a volleyball.
A volleyball.
And when the volleyball is like out in the ocean, just leaving him, it's so sad.
You cried over a volleyball.
Yes.
Yeah, I cried over Danny on
No,
this.
but
Hey.
no.
I've never seen
great
it, but I
It's-
Yeah.
cried over a volleyball.
Yes.
Tom Hanks in the
Okay.
'90s is just you just can't beat it.
Okay.
Yes.
My number 2 is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Nice.
Classic. I don't think I need to say much more. It
Oh.
was my first time watching it was with you guys, and like I need to rewatch it because there's so much like hidden stuff that I think I'll find the second time that I didn't
It's a-
realize
it's a
the first
great-
time, and
really,
I just
really dense.
I think
It's a
it was
great
powerful. I
screenplay.
think it was really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, for my number 2, I said the Before trilogy, except for the first one because it didn't make me emotional at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one's a little.
First one's just
sweet,
set up.
The first one's just
Sweet, but it's-
talking.
The thing that's great about the trilogy though is
It's
when you
still
go
great.
back and watch the first one, it becomes a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your number 1?
For my number 1, for anyone that looks at my letterbox, they'd know this instantly. My number 1 most emotional movie is E.T. the Extraterrestrial, and I know it always gets people, and they're like, "What do you mean? What do you mean?" No, go back and
No.
watch it. No, because everyone that ever says that it's not an emotional movie has not seen it recently, and they watched it as a 9-year-old, and they're like, "Oh yeah, really." But no, you have to see it as an adult or at least older because
I want to rewatch it.
yeah, we can rewatch it. I own it. I own it on Apple TV now because I just had to get it.
Oh God.
And yeah, I mean, there's nothing else to be said. The music is perfect in the movie. It's one of the most scored movies ever, meaning it has 98% of the movie is covered with music.
Wow.
And
Oh my God.
and yeah, there's nothing else to say about it. It's just it's the best child performance ever. It's top 5 score ever. I mean, everything about it is great.
Okay.
My number 1 is It's a Wonderful Life.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen it.
It's, I mean, obviously, it's an old movie. It's from the 40s, but I don't think it's dated at all. I think another movie just
Best
everybody
Christmas
should
movie.
see. It's basically about this guy who's decided he's going to kill himself, but then his guardian angel comes and shows him what life would be like if he wasn't there. And it's
And then he learns
so
from
beautiful.
it.
That
It's
sounds
like-
so
it's a
sad.
It's a classic Christmas film.
It's well, and it's so
It's a
sad, but it's
Christmas
so
film?
It's so
heartwarming.
it's like
Okay.
emotional. It's,
I mean,
yeah.
how many like suicides do you think that movie's prevented? Like, honestly, it's so important.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. My number 1 is Schindler's List. It's very, very devastating. I watched it when I was actually studying for a test one time, and I was like,
Oh.
I'll put this on for
What?
just a little bit,
What test?
a math test, and then I was like,
What?
No, it's like I was
Who
just wanting
studies for a math test with any
I could have
monster.
gotten one more. You're like, yes, one more.
Oh my god.
No, I think
dude.
it was not. I was literally joking, by the way. It was a history test.
Sure, it was, buddy.
Yeah.
It
No,
was probably
no,
history of
no.
Mongolia or something.
No, it was.
Insensitive bastard.
I wanted to watch it because like why not? I was like, oh, I'll watch like the third of it, and then you're just emotionally attached to the characters, and it's so devastating.
Okay. My number one, and this is my most recent sad watch. Like, the most recent movie I cried to was We Live in Time. I just, like, half the movie, I was just bawling.
Yeah.
And then I look over at Danny, and he's bawling, and I'm like, oh my god, I've never seen this kid cry to a movie. Ever. So, like, the fact that he cried... He's laughing. The fact that he cried, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is great." And then I'm just over here sobbing, and I'm like, "Yeah, this is amazing."
Sobbing.
Yeah, his face is red as a tomato right
He's
now.
already sobbing right now.
Yeah, just thinking about
I hear
it.
what you just said there.
What did I say?
I said I was bawling.
Oh my god.
I think everyone here knows you don't bawl.
What the?
No,
Okay.
I played basketball.
Anyway.
too.
Okay, so my number one is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Lovely,
It's one of
yeah.
my favorite movies of all time. So
I
it
think
has to
that
be number
movie, like, it's amazing how emotional it is, but also I think it's one of the best structured movies of all time.
Yeah.
It's just the twist is so
Mhm.
good in it. I won't spoil it.
It's like
I need to rewatch it.
I
I,
want to
really
rewatch it
do.
too.
I can't remember
I
rewatch it like
rewatched it when I was
tonight.
in
Yeah.
New York for the third time, and I was like, "Oh, this is so good."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
my overrated.
Mhm.
Look,
Is that a
I know a lot
bark?
of people don't like this, but like
Underrated
my-
or overrated?
overrated.
Yeah.
Oh, we want to do underrated first or overrated?
Yeah,
I was gonna do
underrated.
Underrated.
Oh no, do over. Do over.
Overrated.
Over.
Over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, over.
It's Wall-E. Like, look,
Overrated?
I love Wall-E, and I think it's amazing, but people don't realize that the last 40 minutes of that movie are boring. Okay? It's the first part of it is all that relationship stuff
Go
with
rewatch it,
Eve,
man.
and it kind of drags in the last part. And it's mostly the reason why I think it's overrated is because people put it over like Ratatouille, Up, and Monsters Inc. for me, and I just
yeah.
can't take that.
I think it's an amazing movie, but
Yes.
I agree that it's not like top 5 Pixar for
It's
me.
definitely not top 5 Pixar. I'm not saying it's low by any means. It's
Right.
definitely in the top 10 for Pixar movies, but I would even put like Coco above it. Like,
I have things to say, but I'm gonna save it till after this because you're just wrong. But okay, we're just gonna move on.
My overrated emotional movie, it's kind of a weak argument. I just said Les Mis. It's
that's
just
fair.
It didn't click with me.
I
I mean,
haven't
it's
seen it.
I
Haven't
totally
seen it.
respect it.
It's so
both
sad.
The only
together.
thing I know about it is that Russell Crowe clip.
It's
Really
really
happens.
sad too because the play is amazing. It's one of the best
I bet
musicals
it is.
ever written.
I don't know.
and
I
it's
just couldn't connect with the characters.
The book
myself.
is famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, the movie's
I for my overrated, I also think it's an overrated movie. I said Titanic.
Ooh, actually, that's pretty good.
Oh wait,
honestly.
that's I forgot about that movie as a whole.
Am I the only like Titanic defender?
No, think
here?
about,
Yes,
think
you
about,
are.
Think about just overrated. It's obviously an amazing movie,
Sure.
but I think people hype it up too much for what it is.
Very
I'll talk
much.
To you. I know we're
Yeah.
short on time. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
My overrated was Up.
I-
As a movie overall, I think it's very
I was
overrated.
gonna say Up or Wall-E for me.
The
I
first
like
10
those
minutes,
two-
they're great, whatever. But like the movie as a whole is just no.
I'll say
I
as a
can't-
movie,
it doesn't
yes.
do anything
as
for
an
me.
emotional, no. Those two scenes, not just the beginning scene, the one where he's looking at the pictures. I think that one is more emotional than that.
No, I think they're emotional in a sense, but everyone's like, "This is the most amazing Disney saddest movie ever." Like, no, I just can't. It's just no. Anyway, you're overrated.
I'm kind of mad because I thought no one else was going to say this. I said Titanic too.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Titanic too.
Not no.
nice.
Well,
Okay.
and for me, I think this is like my easy pick for what is this?
Underrated.
It's I know it's an old movie, so it has a lot of cultural appropriation and some stuff that doesn't age super well. But the original Jungle Book is so good.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that since I was
It
like
is
8.
so good. The music in it is so good.
Yeah.
It is such a sweet message when when he's going to meet the other girl for the first time. He's never seen a human before.
Yeah.
And he's just staring at her, and she's singing,
Yeah.
"I will fetch the pail of water." And she's
Yeah.
singing the song, and like the panther,
Baloo?
no, Baloo's the
Oh, no, that's the bear.
Bagheera is
Bagheera.
looking at him, and you're just like, "Oh, so sad."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My underrated emotional movie. This is not an underrated movie. It's Home Alone. Everybody loves Home Alone. It's very popular, but I get so choked up. It's not just.
I do not see the emotional side
I
of
see
that
the
No,
movie at
emotional
all.
side of it. I see it.
You got to rewatch it.
But I wouldn't say
It's the
done.
neighbor. It's the old man Marley. It's because he's so afraid of him in the
ending.
beginning, and then when he meets him at the
Oh,
church,
okay.
and he gives him that
And then
advice, and it's
when he waves at
what's
the
the
end.
end where his hand is healed. He's reached
Yeah.
out to his son again. It's Christmas
Yeah.
morning. It's so sweet.
Okay, that's fair.
For my underrated, I said I typed it as Manchester by the Sean. Manchester by the Sea. I think.
I didn't even think about.
I think
that
it's
movie.
emotionally devastating. I think
movies.
it's all about grief,
I can't even watch that movie.
and it's quite possibly one of the best leading performances,
Casey
which
Affleck.
is Casey Affleck.
That movie. I literally forgot about that movie because it's so emotional. I was like, oh shit, that movie.
I'd rewatch it, but it's also so.
I
sad.
can't rewatch that movie. Give me 10 years.
Okay. My underrated is It's Gonna Make You Happy Before Midnight. Because I feel like most people haven't heard of it. Like, I never heard of it until we got to college and you were talking about it like crazy.
I hadn't even heard of it until this guy showed it to me, and I've seen it. 10
Oh, yeah.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's your
I've officially
fault.
seen the Before Trilogy 30 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
But it's
Oh
like,
wow.
it's just so, like, different than any movie I've ever seen. And, like, the ending, or the last movie itself is just so, like, gut-wrenching, and nobody's right, and it's just, like, I can't. And, yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah.
So I don't know if a lot of people would think of this as emotional, but it makes me really emotional. The Edge of 17.
I haven't seen it.
I
I
haven't
want to
seen
see
it.
it. I want to
That's
see
so
it.
Good
underrated.
coming
I
of
wanna
age
see it,
movie.
though.
Woody
That
Harrelson. That's such a good
So good.
performance.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
You should
I
see
haven't
it.
seen
But
it.
I
I
wanna
want to
see
see
it.
it though.
Definitely
Oh,
visit
yeah.
it. Definitely visit it.
Great
Okay.
choice.
Anyway,
That is all of our movie
Yeah.
takes.
what are yours?
Anyway, this was the long-awaited episode. I hope it was worth it to you guys and you visitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will see you in not 1, not 2, but 3 weeks
Right
because we
before
have
Christmas break.
vacation
It's almost-
right
it's
before
almost
Christmas break.
wrapping up.
And I think this is the last episode after
Maybe.
this one, the next
maybe.
one.
We'll see. Yeah.
At least for this semester.
For this semester,
yeah.
We'll see.
I am DJ
Yeah.
Donut.
I'm DJ Avocado.
This is DJ Banana Slug.
And
DJ
these two,
Oh, DJ Kettle Corn.
And DJ Jumbo Shrimp.
we will see you guys in a few weeks.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Catch you on the